Ring the bell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slam Society. Welcome to my review show here of MLW Major League Wrestling Blood and Thunder 2024, July 12th, St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Coliseum there. Going into this, several things were on my mind. Firstly, the chat room that I'm always in, hashtag pro wrestling on the Rizon network on IRC chat. That's www.rizon.net if you want to check it out. Head into the chat room, hashtag pro wrestling, or download MIRC32 if you may remember it from back in the day. Anyway, horrible reviews in the chat room there at hashtag pro wrestling. So I was going into this looking to see what the problem was. And the big questions are for this show is, who is going to advance in the Opera Cup tournament and who is Selena De La Renta's baby daddy. So let's find out, hey? First matchup on the show, Atlantis Jr. taking on Okamura in an Opera Cup match. So Okamura finally getting a singles match here. He's usually tagging with Satoshi Kojima, who he is co-tag team champions with there in MLW. There was simple psychology in this matchup on the shoulder. I felt like these two really did go for it, and I thought Okamura, the old bloke, he was really hanging in there. It looked like he had him at one stage, but there was a nice rope break there, good suspense. Atlantis Jr. hit an airplane spin bomb, then a frog splash to get the win. So Atlantis Jr. moves forward in the tournament. Let's move forward. Joe Dombrowski interviews Mr. Thomas and Alex Kane. They talk about having to battle in the tournament for the Opera Cup. I'm sure that's happening at the next MLW PLE. They talk about the Beaumont Fight Club and all that crap. Mr. Thomas thinks it's possible he will win. They seem happy that they're going to face off. I'm expecting this to blow up in their face. And then through all this, Jesus Rodriguez gets attacked by Contra, right? And this was taking place with Selena and her father were having a conversation, and Jesus got attacked by Contra. Badly put together, dude. Badly put together. You know why? Because they were too close to each other. I thought it looked silly. I know that these buildings that they might be using they might be restricted on space, but I thought it looked a bit silly. Anyway, let's move forward. Again, another Opera Cup matchup. Jake Christ taking on Tom Lawler. Jake goes all out early on in this one with all his dives and all of his specky shit. Tom got some advantage. So Jake provided the sizzle and Tom provided the steak. Not much to really go on about here. Tom won this match via submission. He cut a promo afterward, and actor Paul Walter Hauser showed up on the screen. As we know, these two have had some issues over the last few months. And I have to give MLW props. They really nailed it by getting this actor involved because I think he's doing a very good job. He's challenged Tom Lawler to an MMA cage match. And he said that he'll be his bitch, right? Tom Lawler's screaming at the top of his lungs, "You can't say that. This is a family show." Probably the funniest part of the show. A Contra promo again takes place. Mads Kruger talks about Matthew Justice and their impending situation, which will lead to what is it? It's like a 3 stages of hell match or whatever you call it. Anyway, another Opera Cup match happens next. It's Akira taking on Minoru Suzuki. A lot of grappling early on here. And I'll tell you, man, shows like this where they are very tournament heavy, there's not really a lot to talk about. I can talk about the moves if you want. Do you want me to go blow by blow? Because I think that would be a boring review. Kwon got involved at some stage. Akira laid him out. Again, I have to say it, and I'm sorry. I know maybe I just don't get it. But Minoru Suzuki's no selling. It gets a bit old after a while, dude. Like, the ball's on you to make yourself a wrestler who's impervious to pain, apparently. Akira did go off the top rope onto Suzuki, excuse me, and completely missed him. I thought Suzuki should win this. Again, I will always say this to nauseam. I think it is stupid when wrestlers allow other wrestlers to hit them. I hate the tough guy shit. I think it's stupid. Suzuki hits the Gotch pile driver, gets the win. After the match, Contra make another attack, and Satoshi Kojima makes the save. Very good. Coming up next, we find out who is Selena De La Renta's baby daddy. As we know, at the last MLW show, she let her father, Cesar Duran, who had let her know that he is her father at the prior event. Now he's demanding to know who the baby daddy is. He wants to know who his new son-in-law is. Okay, here we go. I was hoping it was going to be Bad Dude Tito. Okay, Selena comes out. She looks amazing. Congratulations to her. It was suggested that Brett Ryan Gosselin might have. There's no way that was going to happen. Cesar Duran says, if you don't tell me who it is, I'll disown you, which is ridiculous because we only just found out that they were father and daughter 2 shows ago. Tino comes out. He's looking pretty schmick, right? And I'm like, I bet it's not him because he's come out. Tito's messing around with him. Cesar Duran calls him a fucking idiot. Okay, look, I will be honest. The next part really made me smile. Like, Mr. Saint Laurent came out, huge smile on my face. Okay, like this is probably where it was good, but then after this is where it turns. Okay, Caesar is acting like he's going to be sick in the ring. MSL makes it clear he's not the father, and this is all Selena fucking with El Jefe. She finally admits that the person who is the father of the child is wearing a mask. It's the guy, it's one of the henchmen, one of the Azteca henchmen that has been hanging out with Cesar Duran as his like hired muscle, right? He takes off the mask and Selena goes and makes out with him. And I'm thinking to myself, do not tell me it's a no-name guy. Do not tell me you've built this up this whole show and it's a no. He takes off the mask. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. No one in attendance knows who the fuck this guy is. There's no reaction. It's just a random good-looking guy. And I'm like, well, where do you go with that? What a boring result for this little angle that you've got on this show, which, sorry, by the way, I think it should have maybe built up over the course of a few shows. I thought this was bullshit. This was a terrible decision. A massive misfire. Why the fuck would you choose this guy? He's no one. I don't know him. If he's a wrestler, well, the commentator certainly didn't say, oh, it's so-and-so from so-and-so. No. And I'm like, what the fuck? And Caesar faints in the ring. And I'm like, this is boring. That was a boring result for this segment. Where do you go with this? There's nowhere to go with this. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm telling you this right now. I've been a big fan of MLW this year, but they have been misfiring on some angles and some, the way that some of the angles have been playing out, this whole Contra thing with Kruger and his cronies taking over MLW. It's been the same thing every single event for months now. Court Bauer has not, talked about the fact that he was attacked. He hasn't addressed the situation. The company don't seem to be trying to address this situation and the danger that Contra is putting the company under or in. The World Titan Federation, they had the tag team titles taken off their hands and stripped of them for Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Tom Lawler, only for the belts to be given to a new tag team within the next show. And then the show after that, the other two are back already. And I'm like, well, why did you need to? I don't understand why you needed to vacate the belts for. Like they weren't going to be gone long enough for it to constitute you stripping them of the belts. You can't do shit like this. You can't do it. You can't start an angle like Contra attacking on these shows and making a real, menace of themselves and it just not be addressed ever by anyone. Like, why the hell has MSL not said anything about the fact that Contra attacked his boys? It just seems like it doesn't matter. It's just this thing that's happening and they're just letting it happen. Here, right here. Like, I've already forgotten this whole thing that's been going on with Selena and Caesar, right? I've already forgotten. Didn't they have this whole thing where if her team won at Azteca Lucha, she got the key to some sort of fucking secret weapon? I don't remember what I don't even remember what it was. And I've been watching every event. I'm usually not critical in the MLW, but this was a misfire, and a lot of the things they've been doing lately have been questioned by yours truly. Thank you. Right, let's move forward. Mads Kruger takes on Matthew Justice. First fall is a first blood match. Huge chair shot from Justice. He wins fall number 1. It was an all-out war. We got a great Death Valley driver on a chair. But I think Kruger gives too much to his opponents, to be honest with you. Spot of the match was Kruger hitting a superplex off the ladder through a table, which made it 1 apiece. Another unfortunate situation. Kruger was placed on the table and a table just fell to pieces. But in the end, Kruger won as he should. Let's move forward. Okay, man, I'm sorry. I've got not many notes on this one. Gigi Ray, I believe she's Canadian. G Money Gigi Ray challenges Janai Kai here for the featherweight championship. So I thought this was going to be another one of those situations where Janai Kai has an opponent which she just, lays waste to. But Gigi got a bit of a shine here. So it was pretty cool back and forth between the two. Gigi had some hope spots there, but Janai Kai finally knocked her out and got the win. And my question is, where is Zeta Steel? I'm sure she's going to Marigold and wrestling there. Good on you, because I think it's really important for female American wrestlers or, even English, whatever, to go wrestle in Japan for a little bit, because I think it'll be a learning experience that is necessary, that would necessitate you moving forward in your career. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not happy that the Federette has not been there. Let's move forward. Bobby Fish takes on Kenta in the next matchup. This is another tournament match in the Opera Cup. So this is Kenta's MLW debuts, which made me think that Kenta's winning. I will say this about Kenta, and maybe I just haven't seen him in his prime, but I've never been into him. I've never seen the appeal, and I say this, I don't mean to be picking on him, but I say that because there's 1,000 wrestlers that do the same things that he does. So I don't know why it seems so special, because he seems like, a dime a dozen as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry if that is offensive to any fans out there. It's just how I feel. Like, if he showed me one thing that made you go, oh, hello, then maybe, right? But I haven't seen that. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. To my boy Nerdcore from hashtag Pro Wrestling, he told me that this was the show that made him decide to give up on MLW. I don't know what you weren't happy about to not want to watch it anymore. If it was that fucking segment where we came to find out that the random fucking dude was the father of the child, I kind of understand. But the rest of the show is, very wrestling heavy, which I thought was kind of your bag. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it was the best MLW show I've seen, but I don't think this is something to write the company off with just now. Just my take. Typical tournament match, bloody blah, blah, blah. Tough guy bullshit as usual. Kenta grabbed the referee to have an advantage. We got a superplex. We got a Falcon Arrow into a heel hook. This was definitely the longest match of the show from what I could estimate. GTS from Kenta, and he wins. So congratulations to Kenta going forward in this tournament. And back to the drawing board for Bobby Fish, who finally got a win at the last show. But you know what? Props to Props to Joe Dombrowski for making Kenta seem special. Let's get to our main event of the evening here. Sami Callihan taking on the Battle Riot 4 winner, Matt Riddle, who is putting his title shot against Satoshi Kojima on the line here. It's obvious Riddle's winning this belt, but good to have a little, I guess, sidebar here with Sami Callihan. Riddle nailed him early. Sami came up with powder to the eyes. Riddle gets put into the glass and all this shit. We get the RKO on Sami. Riddle exposes the ring. We got a Broton through wood. I don't have much to fucking say. They destroyed the ring to win the match. Riddle destroyed the ring to win the match. The ropes were taken apart. It was stuffed between, you know, Callahan's teeth, and he was pulled back on with a knee in his back, whatever. It was a good main event. I wouldn't say it was like amazing, but again, Contra attack as we go off the air. It's getting a little bit old. This needs to be addressed. We need to have some sort of thing going on here where we set Contra to one side and MLW to the other. Let's figure this out. I don't know. Am I trying to rush this angle? Do I want more? No, I don't need the angle rushed. I just want more answers to questions. I want more narrative through verbiage, so I can understand where we're headed and what's going on, as opposed to feeling like, oh, this is just rinse and repeat. We don't know what month it is because the same things keep happening. Anyway, there we have it. My review show here of MLW Blood and Thunder. I will not be responding to any tweets because I don't have time for it at the moment, but hope you enjoy the review. For a rating out of 10, I'm just going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. So this like kind of just below, kind of like middle of the road. I wouldn't say it was a bad show. I wouldn't say it was a good show. It was just a show. Usually I give MLW between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. I think they've had a 9 before maybe, or an 8.5, but I don't have, you know, it's not a really intricate scale that I use. It's just like 7 is middle of the ground. 8 is like, that was a great show. 9 was like, that was an excellent show. And 10 is like, holy shit, I will be rewatching this for years to come. So there we have it. Let's sail off into the sunset. I'm Karlifornia, Slam Society. Check out Slam Society Extra. Check out all of our good shit going on over there. Please follow us on all platforms. And please let me see you down the fucking road. Thank you.